Yeah, hi there. And these comments, I'm going to just go by your nickname you're using at my Voxy Pop Talk group. You're going by Postblue. And let's take a look at your situation. So you say, I want to share with you my last TOEFL score, 80. Reading, you got 19. Listening, you got 16. Speaking, you got 20. And writing, you got 25. So you took the test on August 17th, and you're preparing again for 90. You said actually 80 is enough to apply for a master's or PhD, but it is not a competitive score, as you know. I was wondering, is there any effective way to increase my listening score within a month? And that's a good question. And I know what you're saying, Postblue. What you're saying is you've met the minimum requirements, but certain programs have higher requirements than 80. So if you want to get admitted into one of the top PhD or master's programs in the United States, you probably have to score higher. So you're wanting to get over 90, right? So with listening is a tough skill. Many years ago, I got a bachelor's degree in Spanish, and before I got my bachelor's degree, I went to a Spanish-speaking country, and I worked really hard, and it did take about a year before I felt that my listening comprehension skills were adequate enough so I could participate in a conversation and meaningfully engage in question, answer, and so on. So for you, to improve your listening comprehension, it's a combination of a few things. And I think part of it is there's a connection maybe between your pronunciation and your listening, and I'm very familiar with you specifically. So I think part of your problem might be is when you're speaking, you do have a lot of pronunciation problems. So when you're listening, you might not recognize the words that you're hearing. You might not even know what they are because you don't know how to correctly pronounce those words. So I think what you want to do is, number one, is make sure you're continuing to get regular exposure to the English language, and specifically maybe radio and TV news and documentary type programs. You might even, when you're watching TV, play the closed caption so you can see how those words are pronounced, right? That's going to be very important for you. Now, in addition to doing that, at my online TOEFL course, in my listening section, Postblue, I do have about 40 listening practice tests, and you can continue to listen to some of those practice tests to make sure you can understand what you're listening to. And your goal on my listening practice test is to try to get higher than about 80% on any of those listening practice tests, and some of mine are quite difficult. And if you can understand those, you should be able to do better than what you're doing right now. You said that you're getting 16 out of 30 on the listening, and I think you can do better than that. I mean, think about what you did with the writing. I mean, you practiced so hard in my writing course doing the independent and the integrated writing practice test, and look at what happened. Your writing is 25 out of 30, right? So you have to take that same intensity that you did with my writing section and then work really hard in the listening section. You'll notice I have a series of skill building different lessons and videos to give you some ideas on what you need to do to improve your listening. So it's a good idea for you to go through some of those videos and those lessons so you know what you need to do. Anyway, thank you very much for your comments. I think that you will get better. The question is, can you get higher or better in a month? And you can, but the question is, how much improvement can you make in a month? So I would be happy if you could get anywhere from 2 to 4 points in the listening section in a month with a lot of practice. That would probably be a reasonable expectation. Alrighty, anyway, thank you very much, and keep up the good work.